Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all that getting, get understanding. Hi, I'm Nonny Motaung, and welcome to Got You, a space to learn and learn, grow in understanding and in love as far as relationships are concerned. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. Thank you so much for engaging, for tuning in, listening, sharing, and we really appreciate it. We are releasing episodes every Friday, 1 p.m. South African time on various social platforms, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Amazon Music, on Apple Podcast, and everywhere there's a podcast, we are probably there. Thank you so much for engaging with us. And today we are talking about conflict resolution. One thing we all know is that disagreements are inevitable. So either or, we're gonna disagree with people we're in close relationships with. So what we can do best to continue to have healthy relationship and long-lasting relationships is by sharpening our conflict resolution skill. Everywhere we go, there will be somewhere, somehow, where we don't agree with people, where we have different opinions, different beliefs, different values, and it's okay to be diverse. Actually, diversity is really important. Imagine if every one of us were thinking the same, we're believing in the same things, we're doing the same things, we value the same things. It is just going to be a very boring life journey. So it's important that we contradict each other there and there. I'm not promoting contradiction and conflict, but there's a way that conflict is really necessary in our growing, in our expanding of our mental capacity, problem solving skill. It is really important. Listening skill. It is really important that arguments are there. Healthy ones, though. I'm not speaking about those arguments where people are yelling at each other and insulting each other, just fighting beneath the belt. I'm not talking about that. But healthy disagreement where I don't see how you see things, and that's okay. It does not mean it's the end of the relationship, it's the end of our friendship, it's the end of our sisterhood. We just don't see things the same. And also that teaches us to expand our loving capacity to love beyond conditions. Okay, let me explain this. We are people, so we are very conditional. So when something is not happening how we prefer it to come out, we tend to reject that thing. And people that we are in relationships with doing things that we personally wouldn't do or prefer. So they give us a chance to extend our conditions. We are very conditional as human beings, and it is so funny, but I like it because it makes us human. We are not God, so I really like it when I see conditions there and I'm like, you're human. Anyways, we're gonna just tackle just few pointers where we can apply or we can learn from to sharpen or enhance our conflict resolutions. Number 1, honor, right? In disagreements, remember, or in arguments, remember who you're speaking with, or remember who you are in dispute with. I think one of the things that we forget as people is that we get too familiar with each other that we forget who we are in whatever argument with, and we tend to change the perspective we have of them in that moment. I'm not saying entirely, but in that moment, there's when you are defending yourself, you forget who you are defending yourself and why are you defending yourself. So there'll be words that you might say that you're not supposed to say, or certain body language that you're not supposed to express in that moment, which contradicts the honor that you say you have. If you get to a point where you feel like you are in war or at war with that particular person, the first thing that you need to run to, the weapon that you need to run to save and minimize damage, is honor. Remember who this person is to you, what they mean to you, the value they bring in your life, or the value that they placed in your life. So it minimizes unprecedented arguments and all the unnecessary junk that we really don't need. Prior to arguments, what we can do is we can create an atmosphere or an environment for open communication, where we allow people to talk about how they feel, to talk about their fears, their desires, anything really, things that are bothering them, without judgment, right, or without retaliation. So it is important prior, right, to the dispute or disagreement or conflict that you cultivate an environment where open communication is the thing, where you are able to just speak your mind, speak your heart, without, like I said, retaliation, without judgment, without feeling attacked, or all these things that we do, right? That environment will help you not to be defensive, right? Not to think this person is trying to oppress you, or this person is pointing all the wrong things that you're doing, or the wrong things that are happening around. But because of that environment that you cultivated, even during disputes or conflicts, you are able not to take offense, and you are able to, to remain calm, because it's something that you are used to. Even in your arguments or disagreements, it's given, right? It's something that you normally do. So it's not a new thing where you feel like, oh my God, an enemy just came to my camp and now you have to just put on the full armor of God. So open communication is really important prior, right? And another thing that you can do, or we can do, is get to the root of the problem. This I know. As a woman, I know. To all my girlies out there, hi, got your bag. Anyway, as women, like I was saying, we like to be persuaded, right? We like to feel like somebody is pursuing us. So even in arguments, we're like, no, you're doing this, you do this, I did this, we do this. We don't get to the root of the problem, or to the point, right? We just like it when this person is engaging us with the same energy that we are releasing to them, which is toxic, by the way, which is really toxic. Because why are we embracing negativity like that? You didn't know you have a toxic trait? Well, here's it. This. Get to the point. Why are you mad? How are you feeling? Why does it make you feel like that? For example, when my sister decide to take my special mark, right? I'm a hot bev babe, so I'll have a special mark. If she takes one, right? If she takes my mark without asking, when I come across her, I should say, why are you taking my cup? This cup is really special to me, because I'm afraid that if anything happens, it might break. And if it breaks, it's going to break my heart. And I don't want to resent you because of cups. So please, don't take my cup without asking. At least let me know. Let me know that you have taken it, so that I release it from my heart. So that if anything happens, if it breaks or anything happens, I know. I like when I don't know, right? So I'm getting to the root of the problem. The problem is I don't like people taking my mark. Why? Because I'm afraid they're gonna break it and I'm not willing to let it go. So now she knows. So next time when she thinks of taking my mark without letting me know, she'll think twice because now she knows. So that's one of the ways that you can get to the bottom of the root of the problem. The problem is, I don't want that. The problem is, I don't like it. The problem is, I hate it. The problem is, I'm frightened by it. The problem is, just get to the point. This thing of wanting people to dig information in you, it's I don't know why we do it, but I do it myself sometimes. So don't worry, we're in this together. We are learning together. We are unlearning together, growing together. And when you are confronting the other person about the things that you don't like, right? Be mindful of your body language. Be mindful of your tone as well. Because if I come to her and say, why are you taking my cup? Are you stupid? Obviously, she's going to be defensive. Because, what? You can't say I'm stupid just because I took your stupid cup. You know what I mean? So it's going to cause that. So your tone, mind your tone. When I go to her, I'll probably say, oh my word, girl. You know your people, right? You enter them how you know that they're going to receive what you're saying well. So with me, I might say, oh my goodness, girl, you took my mark without telling me. What do you mean? And then I begin to speak. Like, no, I'd really appreciate it if next time you ask if you take my cup, because this is this and this is that. That, right? And that's that. So your tone, your body language, and the attitude that you're gonna go with is really, really important. You are going to, you're confronting the person, not to tell them how wrong they are, or not to belittle them, right? But you are going there to let them know your concerns. I think that's better. Your concerns, that this concerns me. So I'm gonna go and approach this person to solve this issue because it's bothering me. I like when you go with an attitude of sissy attitude. You know those sissy attitudes when you get to a person and be like, why did you take my mark? I mean, there's so many cups in the house. What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm cringing literally thinking of that because I'm just like, that's toxic. Anyway, the other conflict resolutions that we should develop is middle ground. Having a middle ground. It is really important. Compromise is key to middle ground. For instance, I have 2 friends, right? And the other one complains and say, you spend so much time with the other friend and I feel left out. I feel that the both of you are disregarding me, right? Because you go out a lot, you go watch movies a lot, you go on picnics a lot, or you do things together, and you don't even ask if I'm available or not. You just assume that I'm not available, right? What I would do is, if I'm spending let's say 5 hours with friend A, right? And I spend like an hour with friend B, and friend B is complaining about me spending a lot of time with friend A. So what I'm going to do is take that 6 hours, right? And then split it into half, right? So I'm going to spend 3 hours with friend A and I'm going to spend 3 hours with friend B. In that way, it's going to work. Or in that way, I'm creating a middle ground where the both of them, feel important, right? And there are also like various examples that you can also have. And in in a romantic relationship, if maybe your partner, right, is spending so much time in their phone, they can like spend 3 hours on their socials, that just scrolling through their phone, and just speak with you for like 10 minutes, just ask you how's your day, how's work, and just checking on you, that just checking if you're fine. And then the next thing, they're on their phone for the next 3 hours, and you feel like, oh my goodness, this person was not here the whole day, or I was not here the whole day, we were busy the whole day, so now it's our time. Now this social media thing, you talk about it, right? Compromise will be, okay, fine, I know and understand that you like your social media, but it makes me feel less important to you. So I would like it if you spend more time with me. I enjoy your company. I want to talk to you. I want your attention as your partner, right? Because I miss you. And then the compromise, okay, they can spend an hour, or they can use their phone probably during lunchtime at work, and then when they get home, they don't press their phone. It's quality time. They can do that. Or they can come up with a solution by saying, okay, I can, when I get in the house, can I please quickly answer my socials, or just attend to my socials for like an hour, so I respond to people, whatever, and then afterwards it's your time. And then they compromised the time they spend on their phone to meet the needs of their partner. So it's they created what? A middle ground. There are so many examples that I can give right now, but I hope you get the grill. So having a middle ground is really important, and also having to understand, right? For instance, the partner that is complaining about this one who's using the phone, right? They have to understand that maybe that phone, or that phone, they're using it to probably check on people, or just to finish up whatever social content. There might be social content creators or whatever, so they're just finishing up the work, because when they were at their 9 to 5, they couldn't, because they're busy. So now it's the time to, or the chance to just engage and get things done. So they also need to understand that this person is not just having fun on their phone. Or if they are having fun on their phone, they also need to understand that this person also needs space. So they can't say this person must abandon their phone completely, because it's not feeding them, or it's not meeting their needs, and all these shenanigans, right? But they also have to understand that this thing that they do, they really like. You can't take away something that somebody really likes, right? You just have to compromise. They can spend like an hour on their phone, and then spend probably the rest of the night with you, or anything really. Just come up with a solution where it's gonna work for you. Sometimes it's not 50-50, or even most of the times it's not gonna be 50-50. Some situations requires one to compromise completely, and the other just yielding, and the other situation require the other one now to compromise completely, like that. So this 50-50 vibe, it might not work in this case, or in these situations sometimes. And the last thing that we should develop, right, as a conflict resolution, is agree to disagree. Give away your right to be right. Agree to disagree. we don't have to agree on everything that we do. I don't have to agree with you with everything that you do, or you don't have to agree with everything that I do. Sometimes let people be, accept people as they are. And eventually, as time goes by, certain things will change. Literally, certain things will change with time, also with mindfulness, with consideration. Things will eventually, what we like to do, right? We want things to happen a certain way, right? There's unspoken expectations that we have, and now it's like we have a hidden agenda. We end up shoving, right, our expectation and our hidden agendas into the other person. And now when they disagree with when they don't come to terms with our hidden agenda, we tend to retaliate, right? We fight. This is what is happening, right? So you have a picture in your head and this person doesn't. So you're trying to shove that picture you have in your head in their head, so you guys can become, you can probably become one, right? You can have the same picture. And they can't seem to get that revelation. They can't seem to understand. They can't seem to come to terms with that picture. So now there's literally disagreement. So at this point, just agree to disagree. Just agree that it's okay. We're not seeing this thing the same. We are not seeing this thing eye to eye. It's okay. So agree to disagree. Even when you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so correct. This person, if they see this, if they get this right, this will probably improve their lives. If they don't agree with that, accept that they're not seeing it how you see it, and probably eventually they will see it. And even if they don't see it like that, learn to embrace their own perception of things, right? How they tackle things. Learn to accept people like that. People you are in close proximity with, close relations with. And in that way, we can live harmoniously, all of us. Just a small recap. We said we should resort to honor as our weapon of warfare. And create an environment for open communication. Get to the root of the problem. Create a middle ground. And lastly, agree to disagree. They are a bunch of conflict resolutions. These are just a few that we tackled today. I hope they are helpful, and I hope they make sense to you. And that's about it. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, share, follow, leave a review. Just let us know where we can improve. Just let us know where you think what we should talk about, what you want us to engage in more. Just let us know, and don't forget to share. Don't forget to share with your world. Sharing is definitely caring. So if you care, you will share. Don't forget, we are releasing episodes every Friday, 1 p.m. South African time, on various social platforms. And like I said, don't forget to share, subscribe, leave a comment. And from myself, Nonny Motaung, and the Goju team, we are saying, boy, God bless.